Come on, man. Come on. I don't even know why they... Bro, Tavon Austin didn't start popping till, you feel me, I came on board. Stop playing. Come on. Lil Guns. You feel me? Still the best in the nation. No cap. Tap in with me, man. You feel me? Yes, sir. What you can do with that 200,000? You gotta have a strategic plan on what you can do with the 200,000.
As us underway at the 6-yard line.
Stop it right there. If you don't know who this is, can you even consider yourself a true college football fan? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are currently looking at one of the most electric players to ever touch a football at the collegiate level. Many people have argued and stated that he's the fastest player to ever strap on a helmet. To say he was lightning in a bottle, that might be understating it.
Anthony Thomas. Thomas already got a crease. There he goes. He's gone. Touchdown.
This is DeAnthony Thomas. No, not that guy. This guy. I'd argue and say back in the day, and to some people now, he is still a household name. When you heard the name Oregon 10 years ago, you immediately thought of these couple of things. The Nike uniforms, the no-huddle offense, Chip Kelly scoring 50 points a game, and DeAnthony Thomas. I think some people might throw Marcus Mariota in there, but I just remember everybody talking about this guy. You couldn't talk about Oregon without mentioning his name. It didn't matter if it was a kick return, a punt return, he was getting a handoff in the backfield, where they threw him a bubble screen. You thought every single time DeAnthony Thomas touched that football, there was a good shot he was taking it to the house. But whoa, hold on. Those Oregon days were over 10 plus years ago. And since those days, we haven't heard too much about DeAnthony Thomas or where he's at or what he's been up to. He obviously didn't have this star-studded NFL career, because if he did, or if he currently was, we'd be talking about him till this day. I don't want to sound like a broken record player here, but when you hear the name DeAnthony Thomas, you still think of, like I said, Oregon first. But here's the million-dollar question. What happened after Oregon? I've been doing research and gathering information on DeAnthony Thomas for days now, and to say what's happened after Oregon has been weird would be heavily understating it. Some of the things he's been doing, I don't want to say it's concerning, but it's definitely not something you see every day. I'll put it to you like this. When I saw some of the things that were going on, it made me drop my mouth wide open. We made a lot of videos on our channel, you guys know this, and I've seen a lot of strange, peculiar, weird, crazy, just insane stuff. But this is by far the weirdest story I've ever covered, and it's not even close. It is head-scratching, and there's many questions people have been asking about this guy even till this day. But however, it all circles back to the one, and I mean the one big question we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. What really happened to DeAnthony Thomas? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you are having a great and fantastic day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And major shout out to Harry for recommending this video. As always, your boy Matt is a fan of the people, and I want to give the people what they want. It's as simple as that. So if you have any recommendations for story videos like this you'd want to see in the future, feel free to leave a comment down below. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one, and I am so curious to see what you guys got to say about DeAnthony Thomas in the comment section when you see all this stuff. Like I said, it is weird, and that is the only word to describe it. Strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get you a popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat and watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But all right, Matt, blah, blah, shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get it. Woo! Man, oh man, we got good old DeAnthony Thomas. And come on, man. You already know, to get into his story, we got to throw it all the way back to where things started. Mr. DeAnthony Thomas played his high school football in the state of California for no other than Crenshaw High School. I'm not going to talk about his high school career too much due to the fact we know how this story goes. He flat out dominated the competition. He put up ungodly numbers. He was one of the fastest players in the country. Nobody could stop him, period, the end. That's making a long story short. I will share this with you though, and this is pretty amazing to see. He was ranked as a 5-star recruit, but not only a 5-star recruit, the 5th best overall player in the entire nation. Yeah, that's pretty insane if you could ask me. For a guy that was only listed at roughly 5'8", 170 pounds soaking wet on a good day, To be the 5th best player in the nation, that's not something you see every day. A lot of times to be in the top 20 of the high school rankings, you got to be a monstrous 6'5" defensive end. You got to be a 6'4", 6'5" quarterback. You got to be a 6'3" wide receiver that's insanely tall and lengthy. Something like that. You got to have a great size. But no, DeAnthony Thomas, he was defying the odds. I don't want to say his recruiting process was a major controversy, but it did catch some people by surprise. To give you some perspective, with him going to Crenshaw High School, that's not too far from USC. So most people had an idea that, yeah, he'll go to USC, but he decided to commit and sign with Oregon, as we all know. I guess you could say, well, Matt, hindsight's 2020. But I don't think it should have shocked anybody back then that he decided to go to Oregon, just due to the fact that Oregon was a really popular school and team and program. That's right around the time when Oregon had Chip Kelly. They was running this no-huddle offense, and they was scoring around 50 points per game. And Chip Kelly's selling point to Thomas was, hey, you come here, we're going to score a lot of points, and we're going to put you in a position to succeed. And DeAnthony Thomas, you could say he liked the sound of that. He arrives on the campus in the year 2011, and as a true freshman, he made an immediate impact. He didn't waste no time whatsoever. Listen to his stat line. In 2011, he averaged 10.8 yards per carry. 10.8. He averaged a first down. Had 595 rushing yards that season with 7 touchdowns. Receiving, he had 46 catches for 605 yards with 9 touchdowns. He did return punts that year, but he made a big impact on kickoffs where he had right at 1,000 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He had over 2,000 all-purpose yards and 18 touchdowns as a true freshman. That's unheard of. There's not too much to say outside of the fact that he was balling out. Fast forward time a little bit here into the year 2012. As a sophomore, there was a lot of expectations. And I would say without a shadow of a doubt, he delivered. He had 92 carries for 701 yards, averaging 7.6 yards per carry, which is still ridiculous, and 11 touchdowns. As a receiver, he had 45 catches, so right at the same as 2011, for 445 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. In 2012, he did have 1 punt return touchdown and 1 kickoff return touchdown. All in all, it was a carbon copy paste of that freshman year. Since he was a true sophomore, he had no choice but to come back for his junior season. The speculation surrounding him is, yeah, this is going to be his final year, and he's declaring for the NFL draft. Heading into 2013, everybody knew his name. He was on the Heisman Trophy watch list, and defenses, they were straight up game planning for him. But what was so unique about DeAnthony Thomas was his speed. One of my coaches told me this growing up, and you hear people say it all the time, and it's true. You can't coach speed. These coaches could put these defensive players in the perfect position to make a play on Thomas, but it didn't matter if you took the wrong angle. In 2013, you could argue and say it was somewhat of a disappointing season. At least that is from a stat line standpoint, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. I'll show you the numbers. He had his most carries ever as a running back, 96, but he only had 594 yards, his lowest ever in his career at Oregon. He only averaged, and it's crazy I'm saying only, 6.2 yards per carry with 8 touchdowns. As a receiver, he only had 22 catches for 246 yards with 1 touchdown. He didn't return punts in 2013, but he did return kickoffs, had 513 kickoff return yards with 1 touchdown. I know exactly what you're sitting here saying. Well, Matt, what in the crap happened in 2013? Why did all of his numbers decrease? There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, he battled an injury that year and he wound up missing a couple games. Like I stated, these defenses in 2013, they were strictly game planning for DeAnthony Thomas. They were going into it saying, okay, he's not going to beat us. And all in all, I know his numbers decreased, but I still think he had a good season. It's not like he was bad by any stretch of the imagination, so let's not get it twisted. He just wasn't putting up those insane golly numbers we saw in 2011 and 2012. When that 2013 season wraps up, he announces, and you know what I'm about to say next, to nobody's shock whatsoever, he is entering the NFL draft and he is foregoing his final year of eligibility. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was the right decision. He wasn't going to improve his draft stock by going back to Oregon his senior year and having another good season. However, with that being said, it did catch some people by surprise when he fell as far as he did in the draft. I know you know who we're talking about, but let me remind you, we're talking about DeAnthony Thomas, the DeAnthony Thomas, the speed demon himself. He was a guy that NFL teams nowadays would dream of. He was a game changer. He could stretch the field. He's almost like a Tyreek Hill before Tyreek Hill. But for some odd reason, NFL teams, they weren't sold on him. And that's why he fell to the 4th round with the 124th overall pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. Before we go any farther, though, I do want to touch on this just a little bit. I firmly believe, and let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section, but I firmly believe DeAnthony Thomas was ahead of his time and he scared teams. Yes, he was fast and explosive, but he didn't have that great size that your ideal wide receiver has. And I think teams were reluctant to take a guy who's just known as a speed demon, almost like a gadget guy. I think even calling DeAnthony Thomas a gadget guy is disrespectful, but you get what I'm trying to say. I'm saying I think that's how NFL teams thought they would use him in the league. You didn't look at a guy who was 5'8", 170 pounds and go, oh yeah, that guy, he could be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. That just didn't happen back then. Whereas now we're like, oh yeah, if a guy's fast, I don't care if he's 6'3" or 5'7". Let's put him on the roster. He could be the best receiver on the team. But back then, teams just didn't have that mindset. And I think Tyreek Hill has really opened the mindset of all these NFL GMs and executives. I think you get the moral of the story here. He fell in the draft. But just because he fell to the 4th round, that doesn't mean his life's over. That doesn't mean his career's over. He's still going to the league. This is awesome. It's great news. In his first season for the Chiefs in 2014, he was a wide receiver, but also their punt return guy and kickoff returner. For that season, he had an okay year at best. It wasn't anything special. He only had 23 catches for 156 yards. It was one of those things where, in my humble opinion, the Chiefs weren't giving him too much of an opportunity. The next season, 2015, it was a carbon copy paste. He had a minimal role with the team, only had 17 catches for 140 yards with 1 touchdown. At this point in time, he's still returning some punts and kickoffs, but 2016, this is where things start to change. That is when, ironically enough, a man's name we've already brought up and talked about only a few minutes ago, Tyreek Hill, he would come into the picture. Tyreek Hill was the new, I guess you'd say, kid on the block. He was the new return specialist and the new kickoff returner. DeAnthony Thomas was still returning kicks, but he was no longer returning punts. I don't want to sit up here and bore you guys. The next 5 years for the Chiefs was the same story, different year. Returned some kicks occasionally, had about 10 catches per year, and that's it. Throughout the time frame of 2014 through 2019, he did get banged up here and there, missed a couple of games, but outside of that, there's not too much to say. That is up until late October in 2019 when he was released by the Chiefs. Shortly after being released, he did sign with the Baltimore Ravens in November 2019. I wish I could sit up here and tell you things changed for him at Baltimore. He got a new start, a new fresh opportunity, but it was pretty much the same thing but different uniform. Outside of a couple punt returns and kickoffs, nothing ever happened at Baltimore. After 2019, he decided to opt out of the 2020 season due to the whole virus and pandemic situation, and in 2021, he was officially waived by the Ravens. In early 2022, he would officially sign with the BC Lions out of the CFL, which is the Canadian Football League. But in May of 2022, only a couple months after he signed with them, he didn't show up to the rookie training camp. Nothing ever came out of that until it was announced that they officially released him in 2024. But here's where things get interesting, and our story takes, like I said in the intro, a weird and drastic turn. Detective Matt being in the building, I decided to do some more digging and research, and I went to his Instagram. I figured, why not? We might find out some stuff. And the first thing you'll notice is he has over 4,000 posts. He is extremely active on Instagram. He posts to his story nonstop 24/7, and obviously he's posting to his feed 24/7. And you'll immediately notice in all caps in his bio, he states this: if a business owner cannot secure funding from their local bank, I'm the next best choice for them. He has a website linked, and we'll visit that in just a second. Scrolling on down here, I noticed some videos, and I'll show you a couple of them. Let's take a look at them.
To drop one more gem, where I close the day, eating this ring pop. You feel me? So at the same time, your business gotta be generating cash flow in order for me to help you get an offer. Like, for example, if a business owner is generating more than $15,000 in monthly revenue and they've been in business for more than 4 months, I can help them get access up to $2 million.
So yeah, I'm going to assume a lot of you were watching that the same way I was. What is he talking about? It sounds like one of those scamming pyramid scheme ads you see anywhere. Let's continue along here. This next one, I haven't even seen it. Granted, I've seen a couple of these videos when I was doing my research, but I have not seen this one, so let's watch it together.
Yeah, I just wanted to drop a few gems real quick while the sun's shining. You feel me? You feel me though? And so I was saying, I helped a business owner get access. They got approved for $200,000, right? So the main thing is, if I help you get approved for $200,000, what you can do with that $200,000? You gotta have a strategic a strategic plan on what you can do with the 200,000 if I get you approved for it. That's the main thing. Having a plan. Have a plan to utilize other people's money. Tap in with me, man. We speaking value. You feel me? Yeah.
Not gonna hold you. DeAnthony Thomas is sounding like one of those dudes we all went to high school with, where they're posting on their Snapchat story or Instagram story, if you want to double your money within a week, hit my DMs. On a serious note here, it sounded like, and this is how I'm viewing it, DeAnthony Thomas is saying, hey, if you need a loan, or you need, like he said in this video, for example, 200,000, I can get you the bread, but what are you going to do with it? In his caption, he writes, we speak in value, you feel me? Hashtag link in bio. Comment down below on what you can do if help your business get access to 200,000. Someone wrote, I got the plan, I need the paper. He responded, how long you been in business for? No, we can't. What's the deal, family? I need that approval too. What's your business? Get with me. Next post states, successfully secured approval for a client for $200,000. They expressed curiosity about our funding process after receiving an offer. They indicated that they don't need the funds, they just wanted to see how our process works. It's not just about the money. Instead, it's about whether you can utilize $200,000 to strategize and generate $600,000 or more. He writes in the caption, if I can help your business access to $200,000, you get it. He's like screaming in all caps for some reason. Do you have strategic plan in place to effectively utilize the funds to generate more revenue? Let me know in the comments below how you would leverage other people's money to increase your revenue. OVO Handy writes, in my city, we don't have a gym for the athletes, I think he meant to put, that's trying to do or be more. I would utilize funds to build them a facility that pushes them, guides them, and motivates them to go further in whatever sport or hobby. Oh, there's not a period, there's just a space. Continuing after hobby. They love with the proper lifting and running and recovery aspect to get them there. DeAnthony Thomas responds, let's work together, boss. What city you representing? What is this? 600K is thinking too small, my friend. Invest in me, and the possibilities are endless. Roofing, St. Louis, Missouri. I can't say too much in public comments. DeAnthony responds, how long you been operating your business for? What is going on? Nike Locker. What's that? Dude, I can't get over him writing in all caps like he's screaming at these people. Anyways, getting back on track here with the subject at hand, the way I'm perceiving all this is DeAnthony Thomas is acting like he's going to help these people out, or if anybody needs $200,000, he can loan them the money at an interest rate, something like that. But with that being said, when I see somebody doing something like this, or I see anybody doing anything, I always ask myself this question. Why are they doing it? You can go to his Instagram for yourself. He is posting about this every single day. It's not a one-time thing. And the one thing he continues to post on his Instagram page is stuff like this. Business owners, what is the number one thing you need right now to grow your business? He's not actually curious as to what they need because it's a question that he already knows the answer to. He knows everybody's going to say, oh, I need capital. I need the money. Therefore, when they write in the comments, oh, I need money. That's what I need. That's when he then follows up and says, hey, DM me, let's work. It's even gotten to the point where it's so hard to believe this is DeAnthony Thomas posting this stuff. People have asked him if he got hacked. And then bro responds, no, why you say that? Are you business owner? I mean, come on now. This stuff doesn't even sound real. Even the response doesn't look real. Nobody types like that. I guess he talks like that, but I mean normal people. I mean, look at this. It's all caps. There's no periods. There's no commas, and it doesn't make any sense. No, why you say that? Are you business owner? Think about it. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy or anything like that. It's more so of when I see this stuff and I'm currently looking at it, I'm like, well, what in the crap is this? I'm just going to come out and be blunt and harsh when I say it. DeAnthony Thomas is obviously trying to gain something from this. That's how I view it. But then I ask myself this question. Well, why is he doing this? Is it a monetary thing? It can't be that, right? He's a multi-millionaire. And you would think a multi-millionaire, after they get done playing football for 7+ years, they'd want to retire, get off social media, and just live a normal life. It's strange, man. It really is. To put into a better perspective, imagine Patrick Mahomes retired tomorrow, and then the next day, he's posting on his Instagram, hey, if you need money for your business, hit me up in my DMs. Like, what? Why would he do that? Why would he help me or you out? I don't want to say he's scamming people because I can't prove that, but it does give you those scammy vibes. And I don't think he is a scammer. I don't think he's a bad guy because he never got in any real off the field trouble when he was at Oregon or he was in the pros. What I'm about to show you next is a live stream. It's a very short one, but it's very insightful. And De'Anthony Thomas, he kind of explains what he's doing. It is kind of long. I don't like showing a long video, but it does give you full context to our situation, and it's pretty interesting.
Nah, for real though, what it do though? You feel me? Got a lot of big things going. You know, at the moment, I'm really focused on 3, main services, and that's funding, payment processing, and then healthcare. Those are 3 big services I'm really focused on at the moment right now. Man, business owner, I'm trying to connect with all business owners, man. If you're a business owner, man, tap in with me. Let's work. You feel me? Come on, it's up, man. It's up. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's up, man. Y'all sleep. They sleeping on me. Do I work with nonprofits? Nah, basically, I only work with, existing businesses. A business have to be generating more than $15,000 a month, and they have to be in business for more than 4 months. And I can help them get access up to $2 million. Hey, if you're my friend, you gotta be my business partner, man. That's the only way you can be my friend right now. You gotta be my business partner. We don't got nothing to talk about. You feel me? But business, you feel me? Straight business. We getting straight to it. You feel me? So if you my friend, you must be my business partner, because we got a lot of business to, handle. A lot of momentum we creating right now. You feel me? We on a different level. You feel me? I'm speaking on a whole, my terminology is way different. Like I said, I'm only focused on business owners right now. You got to be a business owner. You got to be in business for more than 4 months. And your business got to be generating more than $15,000 a month. I got someone I need you to talk to about that small business loan. Yeah, so before, I only focus on 3 questions before I kind of talk to anybody. First, I want to know what's their business. Second question I want to know is how long they've been in business for. And then the third question is how much cash flow is a business generating a month? And that's going to give me the idea.
Yeah, so he pretty much explains it to you. He's kind of just like a bank. He's willing to give you a loan, and if your business makes, for example, like he stated, $1 million, he's going to get 6% of that and make $60K. It goes back to this. I don't think he's a bad guy. It's just weird how he's going about all this, posting on Instagram about it 24/7. I don't want to say he's pestering people about it, because you choose to follow him and you choose to look at his posts, but he's not DMing, but he's replying back to all the comments. Do you own a business? Do you make $15,000 a month? And have you been in business for 4 months? If the answer is yes, then okay, shoot me a DM. If the answer is no, then all right, I don't want anything to do with you. I've never seen anything like this involving a former professional athlete. His target audience in this, I guess you'd say, the loan business he's trying to build up is his own fan base.
Y'all stay tuned, man. You feel me? Yeah. I'm goated. How you doing? What's good? What's the deal, bro? Got me a good one there. You feel me? Come on, man. Come on. I don't even know why they... Bro, Tavon Austin didn't start popping till, you feel me, I came on board. Stop playing. Come on. Lil Guns. You feel me? Still the best in the nation. No cap. You feel me? I just got me a good workout in, man. I just wanted to show some love real quick. Let you know I love y'all, man. Stay tuned. Hey, and I gotta start talking more about my business too. And like I said, if you're a business owner, you know your business gotta be generating more than $15,000 a month just to get.
Bro, there you go again with this dang business. So the entire live stream was him talking about I'm the best in the nation and I came before Tavon Austin. And right before he ended it, you know, he couldn't end it off without saying, oh yeah, by the way, I gotta get y'all in with my business. Gotta have 15K in cash flow and revenue every single month and blah, 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 blah. I'm not lying when I say this. I did all the hard work and pain of scrolling through his Instagram for you guys so you don't have to. He has posted about this business, whether it just be a single post or video, at least, I'd say, 250 to 400 times. And the whole spielio dealio is the same thing. He's like, hey, if you have a business, what business are you working on? Or do you need money? If so, hit me in the DMs. On one of his posts, he asked, what 6% of 1 million in this comment is the reason I'm even sharing this. One of his followers wound up replying, I don't know, man, but that kickoff return was sick. To go on top of all of that, if it wasn't already weird enough, there's more. He also has posted videos of him in what he has called the quote-unquote metaverse. Everybody in the comment section is even baffled as to what's going on and what he's trying to show, because you got people saying stuff like this. What the F is this? And nobody even knows, because he'll post this video game footage of him in this metaverse and write captions like this. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your business to next level. Let us help you fuel your dreams and turn them into reality. Someone said, bro, no one goes to your virtual world. No one gonna see the advertisement. D'Anthony Thomas responded, still under construction, bro. Chill. Bro, you've been posting this for 2 years. I went under construction still. Bro, if you go to his Instagram, it's only funny because I know the context behind it. He's been posting about this metaverse from literally 2021 all the way up into 2024. And then he's still trying to do like a business opportunity with this troll. Always add a new service. By the way, how old are you? Like, bro, there is no way you can convince me this is a real conversation between two humans. Somebody commented the praying hands emojis. D'Anthony Thomas responds, what's the deal? Other guy says, so much bread for us to touch. New year, crazy momentum. The other guy responds, we have to make sure we link this year. Bounce some ideas back and forth. Like, dog, what in the 2020 Forex scam is this? Also, too, he went through this phase on Instagram where he's posting pictures and videos of his garden he was starting up. Which there's nothing wrong with starting a garden and posting about it. It's just a little weird to see on his Instagram page. I think we can all agree here it's weird. I mean, imagine your brother or one of your friends, you just see him posting non-stop videos 24/7 and pictures of flowers, or not even flowers, but like he's growing vegetables and stuff like that. It's weird. Not to say that being weird is a bad thing. I think you get the point I'm trying to get across here. It's just something you don't see every day. Then there was this time and phase where he was getting into NFTs and he was trying to sell them on his Instagram page. I want you to watch this next video and tell me this ain't weird. This is apparently him in the quote-unquote metaverse.
Yeah, like I've been saying, you know, for our funding is, you know, it's real basic. We just asking for 2 simple qualifications, you know. Have you been in business for more than 3 months? Is your business doing more than $3,000 in monthly revenue? You know, if you got those 2 basic qualifications, you know, you can click the link in my bio, you know, and our application is free. A lot of people have been asking for funding for their business. So our funding is based off revenue. You know, you got to be generating revenue to get access to the funding. So if you're doing $3K in monthly revenue and you've been in business for more than 3 months, you know, you can get up to $25,000 today. Website link is in my bio. You know, check out my website. Let me know if you see a service that you can take advantage of, or if you know a business owner that can benefit from our services, let me know. Our funding is based off.
I can't be the only one sitting here thinking, what in the crap did I just watch? And you'll see a bunch of random videos like this he'll post on his Instagram too. This is well, I'll just show it to you.
Some fresh pie right there, man. Real fresh one.
As you saw, fresh pie right there. And he writes in the comments, fresh D'Anthony Thomas signature pie. A little odd to say the least. And then he went through this phase where he was starting up his own fishing tackle company. Yeah, that's right. You heard me correctly. You could get your very own D'Anthony Thomas fishing lures. How about that? But hold on. If that wasn't enough for you, there's more.
What's good, man? Hey, I'm actually in the metaverse right now. Let me see if I wish I could drop my link. To my place. Actually, my link to my place is in my bio. And if y'all can't do that, go to metablock4.com and visit the lobby. Meet me in the lobby.
So I'm big into the Web3 crypto space. So I work with Anthony Thomas, my dad, other people, other experts, and basically in the Web3 space, virtual reality, metaverse space.
That's fire. And then I don't think they understand like how crazy you are with building these these platforms, bro. And
I'm not going to show you this entire live stream. It's like 30 minutes long. The point of it was, and what I'm trying to show you, is he pulled up a bunch of people in this video, and they were pretty much talking about business opportunities within the metaverse. I thought it was a troll or something, but no, he was being dead serious. There's, according to him, business opportunities in the metaverse. And then he's posted videos like this where they're in the metaverse stating, the team up working, the grind don't stop. I guess in the metaverse, it's kind of like Minecraft, maybe. I never played Minecraft, but I know you can like build stuff in it. And he's always telling people, go to my website, click the link in my bio for business opportunities. So let's do it. When you go to the quote-unquote DeAnthony Thomas website, this pops up. DAC, which stands for David Allen Capital Incorporated. And it states, welcome to the website of DeAnthony Thomas. And the website just says a bunch of stuff like DeAnthony's been saying on Instagram. We can get you up to $2 million in cash. We're an investment company. We can get you $10,000 in 10 minutes, and so on and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, believe it or not, everything I've shown you up until this point is a very small sample size of what he's been posting and what he's been doing on Instagram. He has over 4,500 posts. I showed you what, maybe 20 of those? Here's what I'm really curious to see. Your guys' thoughts on all this down below in the comment section. I know some of you may be saying, well, Matt, what do you think? Here's my 2 cents. Obviously, like I've stated 5,000 times, it's the word of this video. It's the only word to describe what I've witnessed and what I've seen doing my countless hours and days of research trying to figure out what DeAnthony Thomas has been doing on Instagram. It's weird. There's not anything wrong with being weird. I don't think he's a bad guy or anything. It just appears to me that he's trying to start up some new businesses. He's trying to find a new purpose in this world outside of football, and he's not exactly going about it in the most normal way I've ever seen. The whole investment thing is what really has me baffled, and I just don't understand it, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Because most people in general don't even have a business. They work for somebody else, and then secondly, they don't need a $200,000 loan, and thirdly, if you were to get a loan, why would you get a loan from DeAnthony Thomas over the bank? I get it. He has stated, hey, I'm here to loan you the money if the bank won't, but it just seems a little sketchy to me. You know what? I'll do this because it has my head hurting. I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. And if you know anything about this DeAnthony Thomas investment situation, also fill us in the comment section. I'm sure somebody that's going to tune into this video, you know something, so don't be shy. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. But Roman.